very much thank you for tuning in tonight. We have something very different. We have the new parlour up at Montgomery Farms. We see the old parlour construction phase, very first night smoking, and a week later then 6 months later down the line, as we go through the video, the various stages we have, there's a wee bit of voiceover of me introducing what's going on, what's happening, some of the changes, and I very much hope you like it. And thank you for watching. Likes, shares, comments are all greatly appreciated. And if you do want to see more type of content like this here, please do drop me a message and I will do my very best to try and bring it to you. Back in 2023, Tom and Johnny says to me that they decided to put on a new parlour, and the clips that you're seeing in the minute is the old parlour. It was taking 3-4 hours every single milking. Now the guys at certain times of the year were doing 3 times a day, let alone 2 times a day, and the idea was to move to something to make it a lot more efficient and obviously get a wee bit more back out of it in terms of time and more time to manage with the cows and stuff like that, as well as run the contracting business. And the old parlour had been in for quite a number of years, and let's move to something. So this is the old parlour, how it was done before. You can see here now that we're in the construction phase, the site being cleared, the steel going in, the concrete, the centre ring for the rotary parlour to run on, the roof and timbers, and then just basically the build-up stage of the actual centre part of the rotary going in, and the slope for the floor, how it was designed as well, the 4-degree slope, which I'll touch on later on in the video, the slurry channels, and how it was all set up and came together. Now, this is only a brief snapshot of it. I wish I've got more, but I didn't. Time came for the very first night in the new parlour, and all hands on deck. As you can see, a channel was made for the cows to move up through with straw bales in order to make it as simple for them as possible, because cows are very much a creature of routine. They do not like change. They do not like any disturbances. They follow the same little pattern every day. Like, for example, look at their food. You change their food at all, they don't like it. Cows very much show that in litres and their happiness and their fertility, and all that works back and through. So very first night, cows never seen the shed, let alone seen the rotary parlour. So everything was a bit scary to them. So a bit of nudging was required to get them on, but even chatting to the guys the very next day, the cows were walking on, the cows were starting to push through. Obviously a couple were a wee bit more scared, and the guys worked them all through it, and it was really nice to see it all start to come to fruition. So very much different now this week. We're 1 week into having the new rotary parlour here up at Montgomery Farms, and as you can see here, just over my shoulder, like, cows are pushing to get into the parlour, or sorry, to get into the rotary parlour, I should say now. And as you can see, girls are in the collecting yard behind me, and they're sitting all queued up. So like, it goes to show you the difference in a week. Whenever I was last year, where everything was new, they were sort of not knowing what was going on, what was happening. And there's one down there somewhere, and she's roaring because she wants milk. But as you can see, cows are following in. They're actually pushing on. If I can just swing around here, we can see this here. So very much, last week whenever we were up, the cows needed a bit of encouragement to go on because they'd never been on the system before and stuff like that. And as you can see now, they're actually pushing to get in. with 319 here just pushing forward. So currently going through the parlour, I think it's just in around 300 cows. Collecting yard is all nicely all filled up, so you can hopefully get some nice footage, cows coming through. But it's nice to see, you know, after a week, them all back in. So just while it's quiet, I'll take a wee dander down through this bit. So as we go down through these gates, this will actually allow them to do a 5-way sort, with the gates going to the various pens, left, right, and to the side. And, oh, maybe I shouldn't have went this way. Okay. And then as the girls go down here, no idea why she's in cow jail. Hello. Boop. And then as you see, as I go further down the bottom, girls are always patiently standing. So just following cow number 72 around, and you can see very much on, she's very much content, and you can see the cluster unit. So unit goes on to the cow, the first couple of mils, something like that there, according to John, I don't know the exact details, that is actually dumped, and then all the other milk comes through like that there. This blue line that we have, you can see it here in better detail, blue line actually teat dips, and then whenever the unit comes off, the unit is actually blasted through the cold water to blast through a parasitic acid, and then it's done a final purge with an airline. Flashing 369 and 100, number 27, 369. So, I'm going to try and see if I can see this in detail. So at the minute we have 3,766 litres of milk. Identified animals as 268. We've milked currently 277 and we're at a speed of 12 minutes per round. Now you'll see on the screen we have 2 flashing reds. Oh, just did that there now. So 2 flashing reds means there's an issue with it. Johnny's just the way to sort that out. The blue, I believe, is cows just going on and green is milking out through. And you can see that everything is fed back to the controller screen. Now, the other thing that I found very different was, whenever I was learning how to milk, you had to pull levers, left, right, centre, up, down, back, forward, whereas Johnny and that was explaining to me that this is actually quite straightforward. Press the button, start go, into the office, hit the green button, and away she goes. Doing it for washing, blowing out the lines, cleaning down at the very end. Basically, press the right button. If you press the wrong one, this screen up here will actually tell you what's wrong, what's going on, and what's happening. So, it makes it pretty simple to get going. So, as you can see now, parlour's in full swing. We're here off the end of milking. I've been here 4:30, I've come up. I think now if I check my phone, it's actually 6 o'clock. So it used to take 4 hours to milk, is now in around the 3 hour mark. course, I had to follow up 6 months later. Popped up, Johnny was milking very much in the parlour by himself, and the backing gate was in, sorting gates were sorted, and you just see the cows, like at the very first clip you can see it yourself, they're pushing each other, they're pushing over the top of the back part of the rotary parlour just to simply get in to get milked, because they want milked. You know, the cows want to get into the parlour, you can see it's all working fine, and it's brilliant to see the culmination of all that work over a year and a half to get it to where it is right now. Leaders are up, fertility is up, cow health is up, you know, all those little things put together just have made a massive difference to it for the guys as well. Like Johnny and by himself, the guys are away doing all their work, they're looking after all their bits and pieces, one person in milking 350, 360 cows, and that makes life a lot easier, especially now as we come into the summer with patchy weather, harvest is going through, silage and all that there, and it's been brilliant to see this here. And of course, you know yourselves, I'm probably going to catch up this later on at some stage as well. Thanks for watching, I hope you really enjoyed it, and I say likes, shares, whatever it may be, is greatly appreciated. Thank you.